Ian, which of these two things do you like better? Do you like ham and cheese sandwiches or Red Dead Redemption, the first one?
Easy. Red Dead Redemption, the first one.
Yeah, I like that more than ham and cheese sandwiches, too.
They're kind of plain.
They are. They're the kind of thing you get at school when you don't have any lunch money, and the school has to give you something.
That's exactly what that is.
Actually, they didn't give you ham on it, because they just gave you a cheese sandwich.
That's because the schools care about the welfare of the children. You didn't see it, but I was doing air quotes.
Yeah. The public education system is really wonderful in this country.
Yeah, it is. But luckily, we're not in it anymore.
No, we're both out. We are not in public education anymore and have not been for every passing day. It feels longer and longer.
You're not wrong. The ever-encroaching demise that we all slowly march towards looms in the distance.
That's why I've been trying to find the Fountain of Youth. But here's the thing. You ever see, I don't need to ask this. I know you've seen Indiana Jones 3. You know how the Holy Grail...
ask that question. I literally just, like, not for the first time, I had seen it before, but I watched it again 2 days ago.
Perfect.
No jokes.
So you know how it was like the least conspicuous cup?
Yeah, of course. Because Jesus was a carpenter.
Yeah. Every single time I go out now, I look for just any water fountain. I'm trying to drink from all of them because the Fountain of Youth would be the least conspicuous one.
So you're looking for the least conspicuous water fountain?
Yeah, so I'm looking for the shittiest water fountain I can find.
I feel like that's a good way to get some easily communicable disease.
Yes, but if I find the right one, it'll nullify that. So I have to keep looking. I'm on borrowed time now.
That's like
it's no longer I want to find it. I have to find it.
That's like the what if game where, or like you get this, but this happens game where it's like you drink from the Fountain of Youth, but it also gives you like a crazy mouth disease.
You drink from the Fountain of Youth, but there was a bunch of rusty pipes in it, and now you have tetanus.
But you have tetanus forever.
It's like, yeah, you can live forever, but you also live forever with this really annoying disease.
You live forever with lockjaw. That would suck.
Just like Pitbull. The man.
Just like Pitbull. But we're not Pitbull. We're a seasonal anime podcast called The Protagonist Seat.
It's true. We're not Mr. Worldwide.
If Mr. Worldwide, a.k.a. Pitbull, would like a guest cameo, because, I don't know, maybe he knows something about seasonal anime. I don't know what Pitbull likes.
Let me tell you guys all about seasonal anime. Oh my god, let me tell you about seasonal anime. Wait, that's not Pitbull, that's John Travolta.
We thought it was Pitbull, but it was really just bald John Travolta.
I shaved my head to play a character in a movie. Oh my god.
It looked bad.
It looked bad. Anyway, let me tell you about 86. I was in a movie like that once, probably. I don't know. I have a very large repertoire of movies.
I'm trying to think about John Travolta's vast repertoire of movies, and now I genuinely can't think of a movie he's been in that's like that.
I don't know. Battlefield Earth probably isn't.
Ugh. Battlefield Earth is much worse than 86.
There are battlefields.
And one is technically Earth, I think. It's a bizarre movie. If we can find it, we should totally do like a late night lads film watch of Battlefield fucking Earth.
I really don't want to watch Battlefield Earth though, just because I know that Battlefield Earth is like not a great movie. Also, isn't it like Scientology propaganda?
I think it might be. which makes it fun to shit on.
I know, but I'm very susceptible to propaganda. We're gonna watch that, and then you're gonna look over, and I'm gonna be testing like my phenons.
Shit, guys, I need to get my phenons tested.
I gotta go pay $200 to the Church of Scientology to get tested.
I gotta know how many alien souls are residing in me and lending me their life force. Ah, shit. Guys, we shouldn't have shown Alex Battlefield Earth.
It's like that meme of like the mom with her son, like, don't look at them, Ricky. I don't want you to be like, oh God, Ricky.
Exactly, except you're a Scientologist.
It's
Do you
too
remember
late,
what
mother.
happened
I've
when
seen everything.
You remember what happened when we showed Alex the first Lord of the Rings movie? He wouldn't stop talking about Sauron's armies. He said we couldn't trust the White Wizard, Saruman, because he's building a force in Isengard.
My friend once showed me one where it was like Tigger and Winnie the Pooh, where Tigger was like, oh God, Pooh, that's not honey you're eating. That's Greek propaganda. And then Pooh over there like, Constantinople belongs to the Greeks.
That's good shit. Speaking of propaganda, they don't really give any out in this episode of 86.
Yeah, so the first part of this episode, we see everyone's having a good time. This is 4 months ago when the squad got together, and holy shit, there were a lot more people than now.
One thing I like that they're doing is in the OP, there's like the final shot is like a field of flowers and all the dead people are in it. That field's getting a little crowded.
Weird thing though, right now. So you know how that scene was 4 months ago when their squad was getting put together?
Right.
They have a scene where they're all looking over the picture of like, hey, this is our new handler.
Yeah.
And it's her, because, they really call her like the fat pig princess.
Yeah.
But way more people from that were dead before she was their handler. So that's an inconsistency, because they had a bunch of other people before her.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because most of those people were gone before she took over.
Maybe we just, well, I don't know. That doesn't make sense
unless half the squad died in the mission right before she took over.
I was going to say, like, maybe there have been more losses, but they haven't, like, focused in on them.
Which doesn't make sense, though, because she tried to, like, get to know everybody.
Yeah, that's why I said it couldn't be that one.
So I think that's just a plot inconsistency. They completely forgot about all the other people, and they were like, oh yeah, our squad got put together for the first time, and this is our new handler. It's like, oh, but what about the other guy that killed himself, and then the other guy that went crazy, and all the other people? She's like the fourth or fifth handler.
I guess, I don't know.
It's a mistake. They made a mistake. Unless someone who reads the light novel can chime in and be like, actually, it was blah, 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 blah. Maybe but we don't have any light novel readers that are watching this.
Probably not. Maybe it wasn't like the first time. Like maybe the squad had already been together. They had just like they were being a little reinforced, and then more people died. I don't know.
There's too many people there.
There's really is a lot of people.
There, because by the end of this episode, they're down to like 16 people.
Yeah, a lot of people are dying.
And this episode, we lose, what's his name? Deja?
Yes.
We lose him. The guy who was crushing on the purple-haired girl. And we lose another girl who I don't really know and don't care about.
We lose, I thought her death was cool. Cause
yeah, she shoots herself in the head.
Because it's about to cut off her head, and she shoots herself before it can do it.
If they all carry pistols on them, why do they need him to do it?
Maybe he only does it if they can't. Because, like, sometimes people are real messed up.
Yeah, but like in one of the previous episodes, the one dude that's just kind of sitting in there, like in the first episode, where he's like, "Glad it was you to finish me off, man." It's like I think you're capable of pulling your own trigger, buddy.
Yeah, that's true.
Here, you take on the trauma.
Let me give you the trauma.
Here, take all my trauma with you.
Sure. That's what the Undertaker, does.
And we get a scene in the beginning where he finds it's him in a flashback where he finds his brother's body without a head. So clearly that's why he assumes that his brother is the one controlling the enemy legion.
It makes sense.
Also, the legion is getting smart and is aware that they do ambushes now.
Yeah, so they're like doing tactics to work around that shit.
Dewa got fucked up too.
He got
suicide bombed and survived from that. You could see his hands were like scorched.
Yeah, he was fucked.
Actually, now again, I'm thinking about, because, yeah, him, that makes sense. The dude in the first episode should have just been brought back for medical treatment, because he seemed pretty okay. He seemed like the classic, just like, I got a strand of blood coming down from my forehead, and I look pretty cool.
Maybe they don't have enough, like, mechs, so as soon as your mech gets trashed, it's like, well, we can't fix your mech, so sorry, we gotta put you down, bud.
That would be a terrible system. I wouldn't put it past them, but I just don't think they would do that. Where it's like, oh, your mech's done, so guess you're done.
There's no people in here.
You go with your mech, even though we could just repair it or put you in a different one.
I don't know. They really want to get rid of it. Thinking about it, there's a lot more plot breakdowns. Like moments where plot points kind of fall apart under scrutiny.
Yeah, there's a lot of inconsistencies like that. But yeah, this guy definitely, though, got completely fucked up. He was probably a third-degree burn victim all over his entire body. Probably shrapnel everywhere in him.
He was dead as fuck. And, like, those suicide bomb things are super messed up. They look like people, too.
He could move his hands around, though, so we could see his hands. So, once again, he could have pulled his own trigger.
I think I know what's up. I think they do it for, like, the sense of drama. Like, it doesn't have to make plot sense, but they do it to make the scene look cool.
Well, yeah, of course, but, like, yeah. It's just kind of... It's one of those things where looking at it, it's weird. Yeah. It doesn't have to be that way. And the fact that we see other characters do it, but not... If it was just that way all the way through, I wouldn't question it. But no one... Like, if we had that one girl in the same episode shoot herself.
Yeah, so, like, everyone has guns.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense for, like, just a couple people to have guns. Because, like, why? That makes no sense.
Yeah, and we see Shin, and even in his flashback when he gets out of it, he has a rifle on him.
Yeah, and he's not even, like, a commander yet.
So they're all armed.
I want to know what happened to that rifle.
I mean, it looks like just a rifle. He probably still has it.
That shit probably doesn't do anything.
No, yeah, I can't imagine it's that useful on mechs, considering that they have to use actual artillery on them.
Yeah. There was the part where the girl was, like, right before she shot herself. She was shooting at the mech, and there was one little sliver of my brain that was like, what if it goes all Saving Private Ryan and it just fucking explodes because someone else shoots it with their mech? But that's not what happened, because this isn't that kind of show.
No.
No.
Yeah, and Lena didn't do much this episode. besides just spurg out over her big crush on Shin.
Yeah. And talk about how her friend doesn't seem to ever like get any suitors in her age range.
I did like one scene in it where she was trying to convince her uncle to use artillery fire to support the 86s, and she didn't do it with a more like, we should do it to help these people argument, because of course that wouldn't work. Like, she started to and then was like, forgive me, I mean, we should do this because it would mean less attrition for our side and it would better defend the country.
Yeah, I thought that was smart.
She's like, of course he's not going to do it if I say, hey, we should do that because it helps people, or like helps the 86s. She tried to convince him by being like, we should do it because we lose less resources.
I like it because it shows character development. Because we were worried like either last week
she was just going to get super preachy and just be like, I'm the savior. I'm going to convince everybody that they need to be saved. But she realizes, okay, everyone's racist and doesn't actually give a shit. So I have to convince them in other ways.
Yeah. She recognizes that I can't change everyone else, but I can still at least try to fix it in the only way I can.
Even the decent people have accepted that there isn't any way to help the 86s. So there's just no point in thinking about it.
Yeah. It's good shit.
Yeah. It was did some stuff that bothered me this episode, but overall still really good.
Yep. That's the thing, is like the stuff we talk about, the stuff that bothers us a lot, because that's kind of the stuff that leads to better conversation. Because like the stuff we like, we can just be like, this was cool. And that's more or less it. But the stuff we don't like, we can really like harp on and talk about.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we don't like the show.
What I actually really enjoyed this week was Shadow's house.
Fuck yeah, dude. Shadow's house is dope.
Dude, John's the coolest.
John is the fucking best. Every
John
episode,
is awesome.
I love John more every episode.
Like, just punches his way out of his box prison and just goes for a stroll.
With an explosion that's loud enough for everybody in the maze to hear.
Like, he just is not really, like, even Kate, because he goes to try to convince Kate, hey, I'll let you out if you end up agreeing to marry me. And she's like, no. It's like, all right, well, just call me if you need me. And she's like, hey, by the way, shouldn't you be at that location so your face can find you? He's like, oh yeah, that's probably a good idea.
We don't know if he's going back to that spot. He could just be wandering around, but
I feel like John's the type to just wander around. I also like how everyone's kind of forming their little like cliques, where how Rem ends up going with Emilico, and they have that nice scene where they work together to push the wheelbarrow, and then we see Lou and Ricky team up.
That was interesting. Because we're in the hedge maze part, and everyone gets to pick, like, one tool to bring with them, and Lou picks shears.
Which is probably the best tool for a hedge maze.
And the way she picks it is she picks up a stone and, like, throws it over her shoulder, and whatever it hits, she's like, this was what I will pick. And fucking Emilico picks, like, a cart.
I was so sure she was going to pick the bread.
Me too.
But yeah, she picks the wheelbarrow, and Lou picks the... Not Lou. Rum picks the lantern, and Ricky gives her shit like, who would need a lantern? It's daytime. And then later he finds a little cave and is like, damn, I should have picked the lantern.
I really wish I had that lantern. Because Ricky picks, like, the hazmat suit, basically, because he's like, a face cannot be damaged. Oh, the other one of the, because there's, like...
Oh, and Sean picks the magnifying glass, which is interesting, because he can't see well, so...
Of course he does.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like interesting shit in this episode.
I like watching the dolls work together.
Me too. I like everyone's dynamic. It's nice.
I like how Ricky starts to try to be mean to Emilico by making fun of the way she holds her teacup, and she just thanks him and corrects herself, like, "Oh, thanks for looking out for me."
Ah, shit. I didn't think it would help.
And he just calls her like, "Well, you're a failure of a doll." And then she's like, "Well, my mistress said that I'm not, and I'm fine just the way I am, so that's the way I'm going to look at it."
She's fucking bulletproof. I like the rules for the maze because there's 3 of them. You have 2 hours to do it, which she has a soot glass, or like an hour soot. Basically, it's an hourglass full of soot, and instead of the soot falling down like it would in a regular hourglass, it floats up, which I think is cool. But there's also the clothes of the I don't know why that happened. I don't know why it was just like the clothes of the shadows can't get dirty. And
which John has already failed at.
John made himself fucking filthy, so sorry, Sean.
Yep.
And the last one is the faces. The face of the faces can't get damaged. So they need to protect
all
themselves.
The adults are watching this. They're like, "Ooh, how fun."
Oh, how lovely. And I guess Edward really fucking hates Kate.
Because apparently he has a little inner monologue thing where he can't have no one fail, because then he looks like he has poor judgment. But he needs to have the right amount of people fail. He can't fail everyone, and he can't not fail anyone.
Yeah. During that same inner monologue, I fucking love how he explains the piano scene in the last episode.
He did that to calm himself down, not to make them dance.
He was so pissed off, he went to go play the piano, and everyone else was like, "Oh, he wants us to dance." And that probably pissed him off more. It's great. I love it. Edward's a good villain.
Edward is. He's an autistic doll.
Super. It's awesome.
I like him. He's interesting. Especially since he's not really powerful or anything. He just has a position of authority over these kids.
Yeah, he just happens to be in the position right over them for now.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. I like these characters.
Yeah, I'm excited. We know the odds are stacked against Kate. We know that the faces are starting to pair off. It's gonna be good. I have a good feeling.
Yeah.
I forget what's next though.
Higehiro. So this was a good episode, but then at the same time another conflict that gets solved way too easily.
Yeah. I was excited at first because I was like, yo, he's the bad guy. He's a big asshole.
And then we've solved it in this episode. He's not going to be a bother anymore. And in fact, he's not even going to be that much of a dick anymore.
Yeah.
Also, everyone in Japanese media is real quick to forgive rape.
Yeah.
Or attempted rape. Like, well, he didn't actually do it, and he apologized after, so everything's fine. It's all good.
Except it's not fine. It's super not fine.
Yeah, this dude's a piece of shit.
He's fucking awful.
But it's fine at the end, because he was like, all right, I'm not going to do that. And everyone's like, yay, he's not going to do that. The thing that should be expected. Hey, Ian, I didn't rob a store today.
Hey, good for you.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't get any reward or something for it.
I haven't killed anyone today that I'm willing to admit.
Nice. I'll buy you a pack of gum later.
Yeah, double mint, please.
All right. Well, I guess you didn't kill anyone today.
That you know.
Yeah,
It's
like
it's weird.
But I did like how Sayu now is kind of having some self-respect.
It's these weird little like temporary conflicts that lead to good character growth and decisions, which kind of I'm torn on it. I'm torn. Cause like we need conflict, but I don't want to be like, your character growth moments aren't as good. Cause I like the character growth.
What is even left now?
I don't know.
Like, what conflict is left?
Everything has wrapped up very nicely.
She literally just has to go home. In fact, that's probably the only thing left is her parents have to show up. That's it. Because everyone else is fine with everything.
Did they just like super compress the series into this one season? And they're like, all right, we know we're not getting a season 2. We're putting everything into season 1.
How many light novel volumes is it even? Is it still ongoing or is it finished?
I don't know.
I gotta look into that later. But it's because it's like, everything's basically done. We've wrapped up. She's just gotta get up the will and courage to move on with the future, go home, or not, and then marry Yoshida.
I guess.
Because that's what it's like.
The series will end with its 5th volume on June 1st, 2021. So it's going to end pretty soon.
Yeah, we'll probably see the ending. Wait, when did it say June 1st?
Yes.
We might get the ending, depending on, because I feel like it's a lot of nothing happening, which probably like is a lot of it. So I don't know. I hope we get the ending with the show, because I don't think you could ever squeeze out another season of this.
Oh, definitely not.
Like, if you had to squeeze this into 2 parts, I don't think so.
They're with how fast they're going right now.
I don't even think it's fast. I just don't think like the
concept.
I just don't think what they have, like the conflicts we have, are really that like long. I think they just probably even in the light novel they resolve quickly.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
The only reason I could think of is that this focus is going to be on the harem romance aspect and not about the fixing this teenage girl's life. It's
see that.
We have fixed their life. She has now got good self-esteem, and now she is competing for the Yoshida Bowl.
I could see that. It would be a little disappointing, but it's all we've got left.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm looking at the people also ask section on the Google for Higehiro, and for some reason, Sayu's name is in all caps. Yoshida's is not, because the top 2 right here does Sayu and Yoshida end up together, which is bad grammar in English. But Sayu's name is in all caps and Yoshida's is not. And the second one is, does Yoshida like Sayu?
That's good.
I don't want spoilers, but I have to click on the answers.
I mean, probably.
It's like the first one is just theories from Reddit, and the second one is from the Higehiro wiki on fandom.com.
There's a wiki for everything. Not all of them are really that fleshed out.
There's a Longest Johns wiki. And who are the Longest Johns, you ask? They're a fucking shanty band. They have 3 albums and a wiki. Like, I love those guys, but...
You know what doesn't have a wiki?
Really? Us. We don't have a wiki. That's true.
There is no Protagonist Seat wiki.
Someone should make one.
Someone should. It can't be us, because you can't. It's sad to make your own wiki.
Yeah, that's like making your own Wikipedia page. It's just sad.
Yeah, we can't make our own wiki. We just have to stumble upon it one day and be like, dude, there's a Protagonist Seat wiki.
Oh shit. Someone sent us the wiki. It has all our shows and like references to our best bits. It's good shit.
The show's good. It's fine so far. Again, I'm constantly wondering what it's trying to do, what its focus is.
Me too.
But we'll see. It's always we'll see.
I think you're probably right when you say that
we're going to be harem battle royale soon.
Yeah. And it's probably going to be fucking soon because they've run through everything else real quick.
Mm. You know what was really good this week? Zombieland Saga.
Zombieland Saga was very good this week.
The legendary Yamada Tae.
I am astonished at just how like friendly everyone is with Tae, someone who speaks in like grunts and growls.
This was literally a cartoon episode.
It was.
She just goes around town, sees all the people, and everyone just gets along with everyone, even though she's just.
Wow, that's great, Tae. You're going shopping?
Get to see what kind of some of the other characters we've met have been up to, like the biker girl.
Yeah, because even though Tae is the friend Shushu member we follow around, this episode is more about like I'd say
the detective
even the
guy following her.
Yeah, and the side characters. This is a side character episode.
Tae is more of a plot device to like get things moving.
She also gambles at ship like speedboat races and wins enough to, I think, just flat out cover the debt. So
yeah,
like
they can just pay off their debt for gambling, and she got that way because she sucked up all the ink out of a pen and then sneezed it out on the right splotches.
As soon as she did that, I knew it was going to happen.
I also love how we see the chicken from the when they go to the chicken place episode, so they end up dancing with him.
Yeah, she beats the shit out of him in a breakdancing competition.
The cop is the one that shows up to actually bring them to the ship races, the boat races, and then then he gets a call from his boss, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm doing my job, protecting and serving. Are you at the horse races? Well, it's not the horse races.
I love that guy. Cause like he takes him to the boat races after he finds out that they won all that money from the breakdancing competition.
And yeah, because he's like, we could make more money off of this.
And he's super right.
Because they end up betting on the girl who was the bad biker chick that raced Saki and lost.
Because she decided to go do boat racing after to get that speed rush, but she fucks up on every turn.
To be honest, boat racing would probably be the best for like a speed rush, because if you wipe out, you're falling in water, not on pavement.
Yeah, but if you hit water fast enough, it's basically like hitting pavement.
Yeah, but you can skid on water. Like, for example, if you skid on concrete, that's really bad for you. You skid on water, you're just like a stone being, like, chucked.
That's true. It's less likely to grind off your face.
Yeah, there's not going to be the same, like, friction.
That's true. And you can probably just, like, go faster. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know much about boat racing.
I didn't even know it really was a thing.
But now we know that there's the Gobu eel turn. We know that's a special move in
because she ends up doing it because she sees that the other girl is there, and she gets inspired to do better because of that, because she doesn't want to lose in front of her.
and she she pulls off her secret driving technique, and people cry. People cry at it
End of the
because
day,
it's
and the guy,
yeah.
yeah, they go back at the end of the day, and the dude is like, "Well, I followed him the whole time, and I guess really didn't get anything from that, so whatever. I guess I'll go home." But if you
And
watch the end credits, he saw
yeah,
him. He saw Tay's head pop off.
yeah, because Sakura,
Yeah, ends up knocking it off on accident.
because she's clumsy as fuck, and I guess she just has a thing against heads being attached to shoulders.
And they keep the biker girl from seeing it because like Saki runs over to her and like embraces her. Because I think this girl is like a girl crush on Saki.
Yeah, that I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Saki is amazing.
Number 2.
Number
In this episode,
2.
but yeah, he sees that her head pops off, and yeah, because he's been piecing it together where, the producer seems to be keen on trying to make this a band of lookalikes. They all look like a famous dead person. Or what if they're actually zombies? There's no way. And then at the end of this episode, oh, they're actually zombies.
I like how at the beginning he's like, they must all be lookalikes, but some of them are from where? And I'm like, one of those women is a fucking geisha, like an official ass geisha from I don't even remember which period.
One of them is probably older than the ability to take photographs.
Yeah, you're gonna be looking real hard to find out who she looks like.
And if you look at old Japanese art, it's probably not going to tell you anything.
It all looks the same.
No, everyone looks all like, ooh.
That's not even racist. Like, everyone looks the same in old Japanese art.
Also, everyone looks really... It's not photorealistic. We'll call it
no, that. There was one style, and they collectively stuck with it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But now the plot thickens, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I'm excited because I genuinely don't know what he's gonna do with that.
Yeah.
Because like, what do you do with that? Hey,
also,
these idols are zombies.
Why was he looking into them in the first place, too? That's also a question.
That's true. I don't know.
There was a cozy episode of Iruma this week.
It was very comfy cozy. I liked it. I was down with it.
He had his friends over. He had his friends come over for dinner and hang out and play demonic DDR.
Yeah. They play DDR and just have like a sleepover party. It's pretty cool.
Well, they don't sleep over, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They just have they have his like the after party for his third welcome back party.
And the grandpa really just wants to look cool in front of Iruma. And, of course, Opera is the one that actually ends up looking cool because Opera is great.
Opera is amazing. I can say I genuinely laughed at some of the moments where Sullivan was trying to look wicked cool in front of Iruma and his friends.
I love the part where he jumps and does the giant kick to the hologram and it looks really epic. And then it cuts to Opera and he just presses the off button.
Yeah.
Just click.
That was amazing comedic timing on their part. Like that was good shit.
And also the part where Sullivan gets his familiar to dress up as a monster. He's like, yeah, I'll just kind of swing at you and you'll run away and I'll look really cool. But then Asmodeus jumps in, he's like, don't worry, I got this. Gorgon snake.
And he just kicks the shit out of him.
I also love when he sends his text to everybody where they're like, yeah, go and invite your friends. And he's like, okay, hey guys, maybe you want to come over, but I know it's pretty last minute, so you're probably busy. And I love how the immediate reply, I'm already on my way.
Part of me expected it to be, I'm already there.
Asmodeus is great.
Asmodeus is amazing.
Ladies and gents, get you an Asmodeus in life.
For real, though, that man would die for Iruma.
We gave him Best Boy in the past, and he could very well get Best Boy again, because he's just the best boy.
I would not be opposed to giving it to him again. That's how good this boy is.
And then at the end of the episode, the ring decides to try to help Iruma out by making him more demon-like.
Yes.
It puts him in sort of like a trance, like, be a very bad boy. You're becoming a bad boy. You're becoming the bad guy.
You're becoming a bad boy, brother.
But yeah, so Iruma wakes up, and it's where we left off at season 1, actually.
Yeah, one of the things that's been bothering me this whole time is like, we left off last season on a fucking cliffhanger, and it took us till episode 5 to get back to even mentioning it.
Yeah, but now we're back to it, and that looks like it's going to be cool, because we're going to get Chad Evil Iruma.
He's going to be so Chad. I am curious to see what Mary thinks of it.
I saw the next episode preview, and he's doing the thing. He's wearing his jacket, but not putting his arms through the sleeves.
Yeah.
He's a bad boy.
He's doing the, I am the Chad.
Which is weird, because by societal standards, he's probably, like, being more how you're supposed to act.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, he finally did it. We're finally here.
But yeah, that is going to be weird. It looks like, too, he's basically taking over the class.
I'm cool with that. Those guys need leadership.
They do.
And basic Iruma would never do that.
Because he's just a good boy. That's going to be cool if we get a whole arc of just him like this, where they can, like, lead to the next rank up.
Yeah. I think so.
I really liked this show. This was a cozy episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next week with Bad Iruma, Bad Boy.
I want to see how everyone reacts to it, because it's so different.
Yeah.
I like this show. This show is very good.
I also like how he looks. Like, his eyes are different and stuff.
Yeah, he has a very different design. It's not just like, this is still Iruma, but we put a coat on him. He feels like a different character, which I guess he kind of should.
Urusai, Gigi.
Yeah, I like it. I don't want it to be a permanent thing, but I do want it to come back.
Yeah, I don't want it to be permanent either. I don't think it will either, because that'd basically be like, hey, we just got rid of the main character.
Yeah. You know that guy you spent an entire, like, season and a half getting to know? Well, don't worry about it.
He's basically a different guy now.
He's gone.
He's gone.
But it definitely doesn't feel like they'll do that. Because, like, they have more respect for the material. But I think that's all we got. That's it.
That's everything.
That's it. If you want to stay tuned, because we got some good stuff, and there's a lot of cool stuff that will develop. If you want to stay tuned with that, then subscribe on our YouTube page, YouTube channel.
YouTube. Do.
Flawless. I did it flawlessly. Be sure to also like the video if you did like the video.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, do all that shit. You hear it like all the time. Just
you know the
that.
shit. There's the other podcast links. We're on all of them. If You're probably not finding this through a podcast thing. You probably already found it and are listening to it on the podcast thing. So just keep doing it on that one.
Yeah, every podcast thing I think has like a thing to subscribe. Although I've been listening to podcasts on Spotify lately, and if there is, I haven't been able to find it. Tune in next week to see if I can find it.
Yeah, that's the big reveal next week.
That's your cliffhanger homework.
Yeah, all the other stuff doesn't matter. That's the big thing.
That's the thing everyone wants to hear. That's why they stick around to the end of the episode. As always, our OP was done by a fella named Popskyy. He's pretty cool. His stuff will be in the video description below. Yeah, that's everything. Thanks for sticking around. We hope to see you again next week. Class dismissed.
Bye-bye.